And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Globe Conquerors Manila Promotionals, where we have just witnessed Imperium Pro Team get a win off of Archangel. But dahil best of 3 nga to, we'll just have to see kung kayang mag-mount out pa ng comeback itong Archangel. But for the meantime, bago natin pag-usapan yung nangyari kanina at itong susunod na game natin, we are gonna be your casters. I'm Mark the Captain Service at syempre kasama ko yun, Crazy Apple, LoL Varsity League Commissioner. So, welcome back to the caster table, by the way, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be back here. Yeah, so tagal-tagal din yan. Hiatus ko na dito.
Ilang weeks na rin eh.
Yeah, I think the last time was nung PGS Finals. Yeah.
Matagal-tagal na rin.
Matagal-tagal na rin. Yeah, and all that while managing LVL and stuff. Yeah.
So far, I mean, from what we've seen, I'm not sure if medyo updated ka na sa naging big changes natin. Not just in terms of the format, pero even with the rosters that we're seeing here so far from both Archangel and Imperium Pro Team, nagkaroon ng switcheroo between both sides as well as role swaps.
Yeah.
Not in terms of just in-game, but just generally kung ano yung main role na nilalaro ng mga players na to. And definitely looked a tad bit more better for Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah, yun nga kanina nung pinapanood ko yung game, talagang na-surprise ako. Because I was like, oh, wait, Marky nasa kabilang team siya. He's not with Weber now. And yun na, si Coops, instead of being in the jungle, nandun na siya ngayon sa support position and vice versa. So I was like, nakaka-disorient, but at the same time, nakita ko naman that both teams were performing really well din.
Okay, minsan nga yung habang nasa game tayo, kailangan kong i-remind yung sarili kayo, nga pala, si Rox hindi na nga pala siya nagsusupport, or si Hate hindi na nga pala siya nasa marksman role. So, medyo nagiging tricky siya to an extent when you watch these games. But overall, it's also interesting at the same time na nakita natin na kayang mag-adjust ng mga players natin, especially itong mga players na medyo established naman ng flexible pagdating sa mga role na kaya nilang gawin. And Hate, going back to his roots and finding much success on the role that he was initially playing many seasons back. At gaya nga ng sinasabi ni Chisto na naging opinion niya na Hate, although wasn't as flashy as, let's say, yung mga naging plays ni Marky kanina na just shredded through champions like Zoe and Morgana, was still very pivotal to the victory of Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah, and grabe yung flashy play na yan para tapusin yung game ni Marky. Talagang nakita mo na he really knows what damage he can do, yung mechanical skill niya doon. Talagang pinahiwatig niya sa ating lahat that he is one of the top tier ADCs here in the Philippines.
We'll just have to see though if that is still a bit of a factor, because amidst Marky just developing that status, marami na tayong naging up-and-coming marksman as of the previous term, but for this particular match, I'd say that definitely didn't lose any of his firepower whatsoever, even finding himself much more comfortable on Imperium Pro Team this time around. In all fairness, medyo matagal-tagal rin siyang nasa Cerberus, eventually going to the brand team Manila Eagles, now being known as Archangel, amidst though yung absence ni Marky from that roster. Let's just go ahead and see if Archangel, kung kaya ba nilang kumambak sa game na to. Gaya ng sabi ko, this is a best of 3, very crucial because match point, Imperium Pro Team, just one more win to secure the match victory.
Yeah, and right now, we're starting off with the picks and bans. Ang unang mga bans ngayon ng IPT are Zac, while for Archangel, it looks like tinatanggalin nila yung Xin Zhao sa mix.
So, a little bit of respect there. For the potential takes that Imperium Pro Team could otherwise utilize for themselves, although Xin Zhao was used by Rox earlier. Just respecting that generally Xin Zhao, a massively good pick as of this current meta.
Yeah, kasi nga talaga with the current meta ngayon nga, the changes in the jungle, specifically the Rip Scuttler changes, ang lakas ng dueling potential kasi ni Xin Zhao, and yeah, he can challenge those Scuttlers early on. And as you can see, at the end of the first round of bans, IPT finished it out with the Skarner and Vladimir ban, habang Archangel naman finished it with the Irelia and the Kaisa ban, while IPT just locked in their first pick with the Dr. Mundo.
Yes, Dr. Mundo going to be locked in once again for MJ. MJ, a little bit slower in the earlier parts, pero bawing-bawi naman sa later parts nung nagiging hindrance, almost an annoyance na siya to Archangel amidst pushing in that bot lane. It looks like in exchange, Archangel looking to go for a trundle as well as taking away the Ezreal pick from Marky that he performed so well at during Game 1.
Yeah, and nakikita din natin to sa MSI and also nakita ko din sa LVL that when Kaisa is banned, yung nagiging top tier pick na for ADC is the Ezreal, just because of the build that we saw in MSI, yung double tier stacking build. Ang lakas nitong mag-scale into the late game. That's why madami ngayon nagpipick with that Ezreal.
Saya as well as the Graves going to be locking. Graves, another one of those champions which hasn't been seeing as much play in previous patches, but has slowly been making his way back up. And looks like very classic Saya coming in from Marky. Nakilala siya sa champion na to. Probably one of the strongest during the time nung nag-champion sila ng Team Manila Eagles back sa Rampage 2017. But looks like Archangel gonna be locking up this composition with Zoe.
Yeah, and nakatapos na din ng second round of bans for both teams. I think it's a really smart ban coming from Archangel na Rakan yung isang support na binan nila since pinikta kasi ng IPT yung Saya and the Saya Rakan lane is pretty strong. Pero makita mo din dito that both teams are looking to pinch the support position. 4 na bans kaagad on that support position tapos pinili kaagad ng Archangel itong Nami just to secure a good bot lane matchup.
Meanwhile, looks like Pure Pro Team going to be going for a Thresh pick right here for Shadow. A little bit of a hover over towards Rise, which is a light specialty. Wouldn't be surprised if this is locked in another champion, which has been seeing quite a bit of play as well recently.
Yeah, and kasi even though makita natin sometimes Rise gets a lot of nerfs, and minsan hindi mo siya ganun makita in a solo queue setting, grabe kasi yung utility that you can do with that champion, and especially yung ultimate niya that makes rotation super easy. And in a way, pa din siyang Talia, just a, I would say, a better late game scaling Talia in the sense. He has this roaming potential in the mid game with his ultimate, pero it's a very easy lockdown with his W.
Well, Archangel going to be locking up this composition with a gangplank for Iblis. So overall, we have both sides locked in. How are you liking these drafts so far, Crazy Apple?
Nagustuhan ko kasi yung direction that Archangel has gone with trying out picking that Trundle first kasi nakita nila Mundo, and as we all know, Trundle is really good when there's a tank on the other team. Kasi of his ultimate, he gets all that stats. At the same time, makita natin ngayon that IPT, you know, kinuha pa nila yung comp from last time that they still have MJ on that Mundo. They have a really good scaling at the same time. Mid-game AD, jungler in that Graves. And yeah, Marky on that Saya would prove pretty potent. On the same vein naman, Archangel stole 2 picks from IPT. Getting that Zoe, which is a pretty good lane priority champion, and also that Ezreal, which I think is one of the top tier ADCs right now. And in terms of damage, Archangel will have so much of that.
I'd have to agree with you there, Crazy Apple, because earlier especially, sobrang gandang demonstration ng kung anong kayang damage, especially coming in from both the Zoe as well as the Ezreal. Kanina nga sinasabi ko, if you're gonna look at both sides for both teams, ang medyo nakikita mo talagang nakakapag-burst is Trevor on this Zoe earlier and Marky on the Ezreal. Having both this time around, that's going to be a lot of firepower that IPT has to deal with unless they could really start to get things going within these earlier parts. At least if they're able to pick up the pace earlier on, potentially build up much more better than Archangel, then that would help relieve some of that potential pressure that could be a problem, especially in the late game.
Yeah, and very excited din ako dito makita what adjustments would Archangel do since IPT got the first game is technically match point na for IPT. If they get this win, they move on to the winner's bracket. And right now, there might be an invade.
Okay, it looks like Ivor's going to get slowed down right there. 3 members of Pure Pro Team going to pursue him, forced to flash away, so that's going to be pretty good. Meanwhile, Coops and Zensha actually go for a mirror here. We'll get a few scratches onto Marky. I don't think Marky will be going down anytime soon. Just a few hits here and there. Looks like Shadow will be joining the fray as well. Going to play both in Coops and Zensha. They're actually trying to back away, but just a few scratches traded between both sides in the bot lane.
Yeah, and yeah, very standard yung ginawa doon ng Archangel since they know that yung top laner and jungler ng IPT went for that invade just to get some vision. Yun din yung ginawa nila in reaction, and it's actually a pretty good way to secure or to know where the laners of each team are.
Interesting enough. Looks like Marky gonna take quite a bit of damage in the process. Will have to restrain themselves a bit on their lane. I think that's the deficiency that they'll be working with against Zensho and Coops. Not only is there gonna be a lot of poke thrown out, but even if Marky and Shadow could try to go for these trades, instantly Coops on the Nami just gonna heal all that up and make it a non-factor.
Yeah, but at the same time kasi yung bot lane nito ng IPT is really, really good when they hit that level 2 or level 3. Pag na-hit ni Shadow tong hooks na to, maka-combo with the root coming from the Blade Caller from Marky, it's almost assured a kill kapag even if Ezreal or Nami gets CC'd. So I think more of for IPT, they're looking for these all-in trades that would win them the lane immediately, while for Archangel, more on poking and prodding just to get a bit more lane advantage and probably lane priority that would allow Rox more freedom to move around the map.
It's almost that small window of opportunity that Imperium Pro Team needs to work with, so long as that they could get a good set, maximize those few seconds that they have wherein they have a hold on either Zensha or Cooks and just work from there. Meanwhile, looking up towards this top lane, constant trades happening between both MJ and Idolist. If you notice, that's the hook that potentially IPT has been looking for, getting quite a bit of damage onto Zensha. Ignite is ticking. Will Shadow survive to tell the tale? Ignite, and down he goes. First blood goes to Cooks, but meanwhile, looks like IPT is gonna get a kill of their own towards the top side. 1-for-1 across the board overall.
Yeah, and nakita mo dito yung difference of where the junglers are. Natulungan ka agad ni Hate yung top side, but at the same time, I think IPT overextended that trade. Okay na sana that they got the root, they got the hook, nakalas na si Zensho. But Hoops having really good positioning, lumayo siya doon sa ADC niya para mas makadeal ng more damage, and that ignite just at the last tick nakuha si Shadow.
Like Marky gonna have to back away because Rox is in the neighborhood. Forced to flash away. Gonna get chomped by Rox. And abangan sa susunod na kabanata ng Globe. Conquerors Manila. Makaligtas kaya si Marky sa gank ng Archangel.
Yun ang malalaman natin pagbalik natin into the game. But sa ngayon, I think medyo tricky eh. Kasi di ko napansin if he still had this flash, he still had this heal. At the same time, maganda din doon yung movement ni Rox. Kasi nakita lang natin na nag-gank sa top lane si yung jungler for IPT. And recognizing that fact, pumunta ka agad siya sa bot lane since alam niyang may numbers advantage sila. And medyo, timing mo naman eh kung kailan babalik yung support. So, with that fact, punta siya na gank, try to get the kill.
Looks like we're gonna be back, Marky. Just one more hit away, and looks like Coops with the damaging wave gonna get the kill. Double kill going to the support of Archangel. Wow, 3-0 Nami.
I'm liking this already. 3-0 kaagad yung Nami. So, yung support na, alam, at this point, minsan sa solo ko yung ako dyan, build na ako ng AP eh.
Man, I know someone is going to be very happy about seeing a killer Nami in this game, but nonetheless, this is definitely interesting for Archangel because, sure, you can look at it as though na silang may upper hand in terms of where they're at, although preferentially, it is focused on Coop, so would have been much more beneficial, let's say, kung napunta sa primary carries perhaps?
Yeah, kasi importante din dito sa Ezreal na makuha niya kaagad yung upgrade ng kanyang tier because the full point of building that double tier is kailangan mo muna ma-build yung mana muna, then fill the tier up para maging mula mana, then buy the second tier. Kasi pag yung dalawang tier nag-i-stack, it doesn't count eh.
Right.
So you really need one to be finished first. So kung nabili niya kaagad yung, if he probably got the 2 kills, probably apart from the tier, baka meron siyang pickaxe and would accelerate his build even more. But at the same time, nakikita ko naman Coops already bought that boots of mobility. Ibig sabihin, he might be more proactive around the map, trying to get kills for his team.
Speaking of proactivity, Crazy Apple, looks like that will be the case as Hate taking so much damage. 3 members of Archangel are in pursuit of him. Is that a bit of a tick? Looks like Hate will survive to tell the tale. Archangel getting a lot of pressure onto IPT there.
Yeah, and ang ganda ng lead on ng Archangel na thinking that Hate might be going through here, let's already set this up. And dahil doon tuloy, kailangan ngayon ulit mag-back with Hate, which I don't think could be the most opportune time for him to back. Kasi parang kakabalik lang eh. So, nasayang lang yung oras mo doon.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, Imperium Pro Team falling a tad bit. We're only 5 minutes into the game, but more than 1,000 of a gold deficit. I think that's pretty sizable considering where we're at right now. Hate, once again, just the pressure from Rox has been massive. You also have to take note, this is Hate without a flash right now, leaving him all the more vulnerable whether it be gangs in the safety of his own jungle, supposedly. Yeah. So we'll just have to see if Archangel, if they're constant with these, just the general pressure all around, could be tricky for IPT this early game.
Yeah, and hindi pala nag-back doon sa it, but that's why nakita pa siya ni Rox. Good on Rox to try to find Hate. Probably these two teams kasi I feel like they really know each other and medyo alam na nila yung tendencies of each other. So, tinignan niya, sinidip niya kung nandoon, he was right, and that's why na-force nila yung back ni Hate. And now, Archangel knows where Hate was and they have an idea where this jungler is.
Oh man, going back to this bot lane though, looks like Morky and Shadow learning from earlier, just gonna allow Zensho and Coops to constantly shove out this wave. And look at the CS difference. This is massive. 32 to 61 in favor of Zensho right now. So, napakalaking power shift yung nakikita natin in comparison to Game 1 for this bot lane.
Yeah, yun na kasi, for IPT's bot lane, the whole point was trying to get that all-in, trying to get that kill para makakuha ka agad ang advantage in the bot lane. Pero once na you fail that, hindi mo makuha yun, lalamang talaga tong Ezreal Nami bot lane. It's similar to how an Ezreal Karma would be kasi ang punishing sobra na kanilang poke, and Thresh just doesn't deal well with that kind of bot lane combo.
Almost like a sitting duck in a way, unless they could try to get it set themselves. Maybe potential compliments to hate if ever he does make a rotation towards this bottom lane eventually. But considering where Zensho and Coops are, where they're at right now, as far as yung lead na meron sila sa bot lane ng IPT, I think it's almost a risk then if Hate tries to push for things in the bottom lane just because of the safety that Archangel has at the same time with the Nami. Not just the heals, but also just two ways that of crowd control that could halt IPT.
Yeah, and na-mention mo nga na ang laki ng lead ng Archangel in the bot lane. Pero if you look at the top side naman, MJ has a kind of a huge lead then against Avilis, around 20 CS up as a Mundo. Against a Gangplank who would say arguably very safe ang laning niya, can farm really well. Pero yung early gank na yun, ni Kate on top side, killing Avilis has given the lane priority and the lane advantage for MJ.
Okay, Hate gonna manage to dodge that bubble. Try to clear out that control ward. Will get halted by Rox though. He is on the run right now. Skill shot not landing onto him though. Looks like Trevor and Rox will back away for the meantime.
Yeah, and good on Hate para hindi siya lagi ang daming beses na in-invade siya, ginank siya nito ni Rox and ni Trevor or kasama ko minsan si Coops, and he has always stayed alive. He has always gotten some of there's gonna be a fight here.
Yes, looks like Rox taking so much damage from both Hate as well as Light. Looks like they will succeed. Trevor might be the next target here. Ultimate thrown out by Ivalice to slow down the pursuit of IPT. Looks like Trevor will escape safely, but at the cost of Rox's life.
Yeah, and really kudos there to IPT. Sinasabi ko pa lang kanina that I was complimenting Hate on how kahit na-absorb niya yung pressure from Rox and from Archangel, hindi siya namamatay, he's not losing a lot from his jungle. And now, na-recognize sila na laging si Rox mapasok dito. So, ano to? Puntahan natin siya ngayon. Tayo naman ngayon mag-punish and they get the kill.
Finally, IPT, that counter. Okay, we're gonna have to hold off right there though. Looks like action is happening. Will Light go for Trevor? That won't be the case. Looks like Zay will try to go for Coops instead. Exact flash away. Playing or hook landing on, but looks like Hate might be suffering the bulk of damage. True Shot Barrage gets the assassination. That will be a hold onto Light as well. He is no longer of this world in a bit. 3, 2, 1, down he goes.
Oh wow, and it's a 0 for 2 exchange in favor of Archangel, and tong dalawang teams na to, basta pag nakita yung isa-isa, mag-aggressive ka agad sila, and kudos to Archangel there, seeing na medyo out of position ng IPT, and alam din nila na hindi pa nawawala yung lead that they built up early on. They still have a lot of power spikes that they have, and they just went for that and got 2 kills.
Well, looks like Archangel gonna go for their first Drake of the game, uncontested. Mountain Drake particularly gonna go very good for them, especially if you're gonna consider that they do have elements like the Trundle, like the Ezreal, will get a pretty good chomp on those turrets.
Yeah, and at this point, IPT, medyo behind na sila kasi may ng 2k gold lead itong Archangel. But they do have a really potent pick-up, with that Thresh. And if he gets one hook, it might start a fight in their favor. But at the same time, nag-i-scale kasi itong Archangel with that Ezreal and that Gangplank. And that Zoe will deal so much damage later on. So yun yung mga things that I think IPT needs to look out for.
Meanwhile, looks like we have a sneaky move coming here from Rox. Gonna try to go for something here onto the members of IPT. Nobody within the immediate vicinity to go for a response, by the way. MJ does have teleport up though, but no forward warding that would otherwise allow him to go for a flank here. Okay, Rox has shown himself here though.
They might just go for more lane pressure para ma-shove yung lane. If they get that bot lane turret, then that would really open up the map na for Archangel to get more picks. Kasi, yeah, I've been talking how IPT has a good picks then with that Thresh. Pero, nandiyan yung Zoe eh. She has that bubble and it hurts so much when you get that out.
Well, trade happening between both MJ as well as Ivalice. Just a few chunks here and there, more than half health extended though. Ivalice gonna heal that up. MJ probably a little bit more on the shorter end here. Does almost have his ultimate though to heal all that up.
Yeah, and ito, nagdo-dominate pa yun si MJ in the top lane. And I just realized that both of them actually have Grasp of the Undying. Parang dati kasi madalas natin nakikita na Kleptomancy on the Gangplank. Pero this provides a lot more in terms of strength in the lane. And I've actually read that a lot of... Okay, there might be a pick here.
It might get picked off here with 3 members instantly going onto him. Ivalice actually getting the kill there. Not the best place at the probably just the generally wrong time.
Yeah, siguro medyo kulang yung vision coverage ng IPT. They weren't respecting that Archangel might gotten a read na nag-i-invade na din si Hate. And because of that, they got that pick.
Okay, meanwhile, looks like Shadow trying to get a hook there onto Cobes. I'm not quite sure they're in a position to go for round 2 here though. As far as going trade for trade 2v2 against Zensho and Cobes, especially if you're going to consider where Zensho is right now. 104 on this Adriel, not to mention that is a heavy number of waves of a difference between both marksmen here.
Yeah, and I've been talking about how like lane priority is pretty important right now, and makikita dito na how Archangel is currently capitalizing on the lane priority that they have, and that bot lane, the double range, and they just keep going after the jungle. Kahit si Hate na yung nag-go for that aggressive play, si Hate pa yun yung namamatay because nakikita nila saan pumupunta tong jungle ng IPT.
Okay, meanwhile, looks like Imperium Pro Team, Hate is in looking towards this bot lane though, so in case anything might have happened, would have gone for the response, but looks like Rox is already far off from pursuing just that.
We'll see here kung medyo na-recognize na ng Archangel that this might be a bait kasi ang low ni Marky, you wouldn't usually stay here at this point, and Hate is in that bush. They had a red ward there, so hindi siya nakikita ngayon, and they're checking that bush.
This might be the opportunity that they've been looking for. Cook taking quite a bit, but unfortunately that wave not making it in time to save Cooks right there, and that's gonna be 1 kill for Imperium Pro Team in the bot lane.
Yeah, and naiintindihan ko din yung thought process ng Archangel na, wait a minute, baka nga risk ito if we go for the all-in on Marky. Baka binibait nila tayo. So let's check that push. Magsama tayo. Pero ang sakat ng burst ng waves eh. So deleted ka agad yung namin.
Meanwhile, looking towards the top side, everything is just looking pretty well for MJ so far. Definitely a different tune from what we saw earlier. Take note, Trinity Force has already been completed for Ivalice though. So as far as rolling with the punches, I'd say he's pretty okay with where he's at, considering that he's not even running Kleptomancy. So a little bit slower on the gold end from what we've been seeing from a lot of Gangplanks lately, but still pretty good.
Yeah, and andoon pa naman kasi yung passive ni Gangplank, what made him really strong before and what made him a really good late game player. Pero mukhang dinadive ni MJ ngayon sa Ivalice.
Will it be enough though? Just one more hit, MJ does succeed. Turret hits, not giving a care in the world. And that's just going to be 1 up for Imperium Pro Team. Take note, Gutsy Rift Herald take coming in from Hate. Rox actually just going towards the top side to prevent Hate from MJ, rather, from doing any further harm on this turret here. Good distraction though, which at the cost of its life will allow Imperium Pro Team to get the Rift Herald uncontested.
Yeah, and ang ganda din doon ng pillar ni Rox para maipit to si MJ to secure that kill. Pero at the same time, makita natin doon how, I would say, disgusting minsan tingnan when Mundo gets that ultimate, when he just dives you. But at the same time, it's just what Mundo does. Mundo does or goes where he pleases nga.
But man, so far, it's a little bit of an imbalance that we're seeing here. Sure, upper side looking a bit more better for IPT, pero that goes to say na we still need to look for a potential solution to Zensho and clubs just amping up in this game for Archangel. So imbalance of power for both sides, for both teams.
Yeah, and sa ngayon, ahead pa rin naman tong Archangel. Maybe a slightly lower na, 1,000 gold na lang. And as the game progresses, that gold beat, maybe mas maliit na yung value niya. And as we've seen, kanina maaga yun at the game na 2,000 ang gold din na IPT. So we see that IPT is rolling with the punches with Archangel. And at the same time din naman, IPT also has decent scaling with that Saya, with that Rise, probably two of the strongest hyper carries in the game. And Mundo, you know, okay, there might be a kill here on Ivalice.
Root onto Ivalice right there. Ivalice throws out the ultimate, but doesn't stand a chance with 3 members of IPT on his tail. And it looks like hey, I believe got the kill.
Yeah, and nasabi nga kanina that also Mundo has really good scaling. But right now, Archangel looks like they're gonna secure their second mounted wave.
Oh man, that's gonna be a heavy boost of damage onto objectives. Looks like MJ gonna make good work of this top lane in exchange amidst Archangel taking that dragon. Mark and Shadow might be in a trickier situation here in the bot lane though. That's 3 members. Archangel, Trevor coming in with the flank. That's a Durality spell going on to Shadow. I'm not sure Marky will survive this either. He has to deal with 4 members with massive damage. And man, MJ though, still going for this top lane shove in. And let's see, Agilis is making his way, might be able to, I don't think he'll be able to save the second turret though.
Yeah, and ang ganda din doon ng trade na ginawa ng IPT and Archangel na recognizing na nakuha na ng Archangel tong Dragon, IPT immediately summoned the Referral, went for the top lane turret, got two towers, pero Archangel knowing na nasa top side ang IPT, immediately went for that bot lane, got 2 kills, got 2 towers, but at the same time, IPT already got the better trade. Oh, Referral!
That's an interesting interaction. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Like, Rip Herald, buwelo siya ng napakalayo. But, okay, good to know. We learned something today.
Yeah, we learn something new every day. And parang ano nga to, sabi na niya ready na ako, susugod na ako, babanggain ka na yung inhibitor. Tapos sabi ni, si Ryze nag-ultimate, naku, wag mo ko ilayo sa inhibitor. And still hit the objective.
Yup, and oh my goodness. And that was the thing, like, considering looking at this fight right here, looks like Archangel will mount a trade for themselves by taking off Shadow. Looks like Marky looking very low. He has to run this out. Hate might be a casualty in this though, amidst being a distraction. Just one more hit will Hate survive to tell the tale. Actually manages to still wave around. Dentro goes down amidst the chase onto Hate. Trade for trade. Grave for Ezreal. Ezreal for Grave. Still, at the end of the day, we see a 2-for-2 balance. Trevor might want to back away though. IPT is going for a siege in this mid lane.
Yeah, overall, that was a win for IPT. 2-for-2 exchange, but at the same time, IPT now has control over the mid lane. They might be able to get this first tier turret in the mid lane. MJ, like, one more auto. Mukhang hindi kakayanin. Baka mamatay dito si MJ.
Yep, he might not have wanted to have gone a bit too over-aggressive there. Like, will be the next to fall. Double kill for Ivalice. Marky tries to help out. We'll have to back away. That's going to be the hook in onto it. Root tries to get the connect, but Rox going to go in for that kill. Shadow does manage to get the vengeance kill onto Rox though. Shadow, I don't think he can salvage this turret. Gonna be a takedown from Archangel overall.
Yeah, you could say na bait doon yung IPT. They thought that they could get that tower, pero ang ganda ng wave clear doon ng Archangel with that Gangplank ult and also the Zoe, which naubos lahat ng tips, so tumaas ulit yung resistances ng tower, which made it so that they couldn't get that, and now Archangel has priority over this mid lane.
Archangel just like that, flipping the switch. It's been a trade of ping pong so far, but if you're going to look at the overall build-up, I'd say it definitely puts Archangel back on the map. Not only did they get all those massive kills, but turret as well. Whilst IPT, they tried to force that turret a bit too much, and they suffered the consequences massively.
Yeah, and instead of IPT getting 1 turret in the mid lane, ngayon naman tong Archangel got 2 turrets, 1 in the top lane, 1 in the mid lane. So, overall, looking at the trade, talagang lumamang doon ang Archangel.
And you have to take note that Archangel able to just maximize what double mountains that they have, so stars are aligning for them without a doubt in this game. You know, it's like we're saying jungle versus jungle. Hate or Rox, take your bet, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Hate, he's constantly on the chase though, will find himself dealing with 3 members, but the rest of IPT is in the vicinity to respond. Will IPT force a second? No, Archangel mount a pretty good defense. IPT gonna have to back away for now. Ivalice gonna be joining the fray though. Will we be seeing a next big team fight happening anytime soon?
Itong dalawang team talaga na to, they just go on balls on aggressive. Talagang lagi silang nasa harap, nakikita lagi sila, pag nakita na isa't isa, they always try to go for that fight. Pero para sa akin kasi, I don't think that IPT should always go for these fights unless they had a numbers advantage. Kasi nakikita natin doon that Trevor Zencho does a lot of damage, and kahit nasa ang parte ng mapa si Ivalice, he can just use his ult to contribute to that fight. So I think right now, IPT should opt more for a split for strategy.
Oh man, meanwhile IPT gonna go hard in onto that moon, that jungle rather, but Rox is just way too tanky in this case. It looks like IPT might have over-tunneled on that one champion because the rest of Archangel are going to come in from the backline. Drowsy spell onto Light. He has a slither of health to work with. Will he survive to tell the tale? Though looks like MJ going to try to go for Cook. Actually succeeds before going down himself. Like gonna eject himself away from the situation. Overall, 2-4-1.
No, I think it was a 1-4-3 in favor of Archangel.
1-for-3.
Si Coops yung namatay, while for IPT it was MJ, Hate, and Shadow. And since I ko nga kanina, I don't think IPT should be going for these team fights kasi lamang ngayon si Archangel and they have a lot of item power spikes at the moment. So IPT, madalas malulugi sila dito sa mga team fights dito. And lalo na sa maliit na iskinita na yon, Evilist could have used a lot of his damage and medyo mahirap naman for IPT to maximize their damage. At medyo hiwa-hiwalay pa sila nun. So talagang na-take advantage ng Archangel yon and got that 1-for-3. And now I think Archangel is slowly and creeping toward that point na hindi nakakayanin talaga ng IPT yung lakas ng mga champions sa hawak ngayon ng Archangel.
And it's just scary because Archangel, even with IPT trying to go for stuff, at the end of the day, there's a few miscalculations that happen that otherwise allows Archangel to turn things around for themselves in their own favor. So I'm not really sure at this point. Unless IPT can find a favorable situation, a favorable fight for themselves, it's just going to be Archangel continuing to build up from here.
Yeah, and ngayon nakikita natin na sa bot side yung mundo because IPT recognizes the fact na ito na yung pangatlong Mountain Drake and this might be a bloody battlefield right here kasi I think IPT should contest this kasi ito na yung third Mountain Drake and it would be a strong power spike for Archangel to get this.
Okay, they try to contest this, but in the end of the day, Archangel instantly turn onto him. MJ might be the next casualty here. Cook's looking very, very low here. No casualties from the side of Archangel. Meanwhile, too, taken down from Imperium Protein. This is going to be big for Archangel. They can go for a lot depending on what they choose.
Yeah, and right now it looks like alam na Archangel I have 3 Mountain Drakes. Why not just go for this Baron right now while yung jungler and top laner ng IPT are down?
And let's see how fast this Baron does go. Looks like not bad. 23 minutes into this game. Not a bad way to go. Looks like Archangel, are they going to try to go for the turn? Shadow actually gets quite a bit of damage from Trevor. Archangel, let's get divided here. Conflicted on whether they should potentially go for Baron. Looks like will be success though. Not to mention a pickoff onto Shadow. This is going to be big.
Okay, kinabahan ako dun for Archangel kasi nakita ko pa the Baron was down to like 76 HP tas ang nakasecure pa is Zensho. And yeah, that was a great series of plays from Archangel recognizing na nakapick kami, got the dragon, immediately went for that Baron and they might now look for a siege to finish out this game.
Oh man, this is coming down to the wire, isn't it? 9-20 on the scoreboard, and just a further boost, 5,000 gold difference that we're looking at right now. And this is scary because we were already talking about how Archangel has 3 Mountain Drakes on their side. Hey, let's just further boost that with a Baron Nashor, and I can't even imagine just how IPT is going to withstand this heavy siege potential from ARK at this point.
Yeah, and in a way, IPT still has a lot of damage on that Graves, on that Rise, on that Saya. Marami pang pwedeng mangyari, and especially if IPT can get a pick using that Thresh, then they might just be able to break a siege. But at the same time, ang sakit-sakit na ng bawas ng Archangel. And Zoe, Zoe does a lot of damage only from her bubble, only from that Drowsy. Pero meron pa rin siya yung parang Lich Bane niya na passive which destroys towers pretty fast.
Meanwhile, looks like Imperium Pro team gonna try to make a play here. Actually getting the hook onto the Trundle. This time around, Rox actually goes down quite fast, but that goes to say that Archangel, they still might have fight potential in them. That's gonna be IPT going for the sneaky backline right there, but the damage might have been too much for them to do. It looks like they're dealing with it just fine. Only Coops, Trevor, and Ivolus are up at this point. Members of IPT, it looks like Ivolus was their next target. They're gonna try to go for Trevor, but Trevor himself is just massively painful. Looks like Shadow will be the next ball. Triple kill. Can he go for a quadra? MJ gonna try to back away, the only surviving member of Imperium Pro team. That ends in a 4-4-2, but Archangel, they can go for more.
Yeah, and IPT right there gets that pick with the Thresh hook. Pero nag-over-aggressive nila trying to go for that backline. I think kasi nakita doon ni Light na nakahiwalay si Trevor. So yeah, parang nakahiwalay yung isang damage dealer nila. Let's go for Zensho and Cooks on the other side of the backline. But recognize kaagad yun ng Archangel and na-position ni Trevor yung sarili niya so well that kahit tinatamaan ng si Zensho, kahit hindi sila gano'ng makadi ng damage because they need to fight back from that flank coming from IPT. Si Trevor nandun pa dealing damage to the backline as much as he can. Kaya na-turn around din ng Archangel and they get an inhibitor because of that good play.
And that is just so much value that Archangel gets off of that. Oh, just massively, not only boosting their gold lead all the more, but with that inhibitor take, potentially also an inhibitor take in the mid lane a little bit later on. Gonna force IPT in a position where they have to play much more defensive. Let's check out this replay.
Yeah, and checking out this replay right here, makita natin makakahook si Shadow, mahook na si Rox, and good on IPT right here. Nakuha nila kagad. They got the kill on Rox. Now, they're thinking, they have two options. Either back away, defend again, wait for the siege, or go for the more risky play and try to turn around this game right here. They went for the latter option. Tried to get Zensho, pero si Zensho, ang tagal niya bago namatay, naka-flash away pa siya. And just look at Trevor on the upper left side. Nagdi-deal siya ng damage from afar, which Archangel just keeps on fighting, trying to stay alive as long as they can, giving Trevor the opportunity to clean up this fight. At ang natira na lang from IPT si MJ kasi nahiwalay na siya. He can't help more for his teammates kasi wala, nilagay nila yung backline nila, yung damage dealers na in a position na may reach kaagad din ng Archangel.
Oh man. Looks like IPT. Let's see how heavy a defense they can mount here because Archangel looks like their next priority here is going to be the mid inhibitor, and with two inhibitors down, it's all a matter before top lane could potentially go down as well. Looks like Trevor and Zensha, if you notice, are already on it towards the top side. Looks like Ivalice and Crypt couldn't finish out on this mid inhibitor just yet, but it is not going to be long of this road, that's for sure.
Yeah, and makita din natin dito yung how Archangel is now using their advantage across the map. Nilagay nila, it's like a 3-2-1 composition, right? Pushing composition. Na alam nila yung bot lane has super minions, so they just leave the gangplank there. But at the same time, they got the tower in the top lane and open an inhibitor sa mid lane. It's just a matter of time before the inhibitor in the top side will fall.
No man, Ivalice though gonna get caught between both MJ as well as Hate. Will they be able to take him down? Looks like that will be the case. Ivalice goes down, but that goes to say Archangel. The rest of them get a shove in towards topside. Teleport is going to come in from MJ to try to go for a set. Cook tries to dissuade IPT from further pursuit. Here comes Rox as well. MJ just regenerating all that health. Take note, numbers are still complete for IPT. That will force Archangel to back away for now.
Yeah, and nagkaroon ng konting breathing room dito yung IPT. Nice pick right there on Ivalice na wala yung isang threat. So medyo na-break yung siege kapag talagang napapatay one member from the sieging team. At the same time now, IPT should think about what their next move is. Do we set up for the Baron that's gonna come up a little less than 2 minutes? Or do we try to challenge this lane? I doubt that they will challenge this lane kasi at this point, Ocean Lake is not that important and it would be super risky for them. So IPT should just now defend their base, wait for probably the bot lane inhibitor, then challenge that Baron after 1 minute and 30 seconds.
13-26 right now, but I don't think these numbers aren't really mattering as much because one thing's for sure, Archangel is on fire this game. Gonna take a dragon, 4th dragon, all to themselves, by the way. All 4 dragons of this game so far. I can only imagine just how dangerous it would be, all the more if we reach a point where an Elder eventually spawns.
Yeah.
That's a tad bit far off, but Archangel, I don't think they're gonna allow it to even reach that point anymore.
Yeah, and looks like Archangel is trying for a siege here going down the mid lane. Pero mong kukunin nila itong topside inhibitor at may nahook si Shadow. But I'm sure the fight will start from there.
Okay, Imperium Pro Team. All inhibitors are down from them. Again, Archangel goes for a picture-perfect finish. Looks like they will take the safer route to back away for now, but with good reason. Baron is going to be up within 40 seconds, and with the lead that Archangel has, I'm not even sure if IPT can go for a full-on contest that would otherwise favor them. Unless, maybe, they could go for a steal to help relieve that pressure, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and yung steal na yun talaga yung hinahanap ng IPT to try to claw themselves back into this game. But at the same time kasi maganda yung decision doon ng Archangel. Just get what we can, nakuha nila yung top lane inhibitor, then go for the reset. Go put down vision on that Baron para if ever when Baron spawns and nag-decide ang Archangel to get that balance, makikita nila saan manggagaling tong IPT. And sa tagal na ng siege sila, mataas ang chance na walang wards doon ng IPT.
Ooh, Hate forced to flash away. Looks like we'll survive the Telltale Force. Just spend the summoner though, and that's gonna be lessening the chances for IPT to try to get a steal here, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that actually is the Baron. Kasi na-chunk mo na yung jungler, na-chunk na si Hate, and he needed to back. So hindi na siya kayang makalakad doon blindly to see if the Baron is being taken. And yeah, right there, Archangel secures that Baron.
Ito na to, Crazy Apple. This could be the last line of defense for Imperium Pro Team. How can they fare against Archangel, who is just massively in the lead right now with their second dragon? Not to mention all 4 Drakes. The stars have indeed aligned for this team, and we could be heading into a game 3. We'll just have to see. It all depends on these next few seconds here.
Yeah, and ang nawala lang na ultimate from Archangel is the ultimate from GB, but at this point, sa sobrang lakas ng Archangel, they might just barrel through IPT, but we'll see if they'll wait for the creeps, kasi ngayon yung bot lane nila, wala pa yung creeps nila, but from the mid lane, it's gonna come soon.
All out members of IPT grouping up together here. Looks like Archangel easily making good work of this inhibitor. All are down right now. They're just voting their time well, making sure that all waves are pushed in just so that they could mount that one last push onto IPT. Let's see how well IPT can do this way. Trevor goes in, gets quite a bit of damage. Not enough though. That's going to be the hook in onto Rocks though. Takes quite a bit of turret damage, but double kill going on to Trevor. 3 members of IPT are up. Can they mount the defense? Archangel intent on finishing this game. And ladies and gents, we're heading into a game 3 as Archangel takes down IPT in game 2.
Yeah, and Archangel right now ties the series 1-1. And Trevor right there, parang ginawa lang ni Marky the previous game. Medyo solo niya tinapos yung game, getting 2 picks. Grabe, parang nawala lang si Marky eh. Tinamaan ng Q, and grabe, disgusting lang din minsan talaga makita yung damage ni Zoe.
And I don't know, man, just after that, I'm not even sure heading into game 3 we'll be seeing some Ezreal action anymore. Might want to ban that out considering how both Zencho and Marky were quite proficient at that. But what do you think went wrong for IPT there? They had such great momentum coming off a win during game 2, but it was just a completely different note heading into this game 2.
I think kasi madaming maliliit na bagay that went in favor of Archangel. Yung una was the pick on the bot lane nung napatay ito Shadow. Yeah. Nung napatay si Shadow there, nakuha ka agad ng Archangel yung lane priority in the bot lane. Tapos maganda din yung vision control ng Archangel across the map, especially they always try to keep tabs on where Hate is. So yung laners sila ngayon feel empowered to just go around the map and assert their pressure in their respective lanes. Though, may kita natin sa top side, MJ did have the lead against Ivalice, but camp lang siya. So he just needs to get his item. And in the later part of the game, rely on his teammates para makapunta siya sa point na yun. So I think Archangel did a really good job at capitalizing on the small mistakes that IPT did. At the same time, IPT was pushed to a corner, and that's how Archangel won.
So, there you have it, guys. Quite the game that we saw. Still uncertain kung sino ang mananalo sa ating best of 3, IPT ba or Archangel. Magkakaalaman tayo as we head into game 3 in just a bit. Pero, for the meantime, break muna tayo with the newcasters. I'm Arctic at the service. Ito kasama ko, LVL Commissioner Crazy Apple. And this is the road to Conquerors Manila by Globe. Promotional. See you guys in just a bit for game number 3. Very low. He has to run this out. Hate might be a casualty in this though. Amidst being a distraction, just one more hit will Hate survive to tell the deal. Actually manages to still wave around. Zencho goes down amidst the chase.
Baka mamatay dito si MJ.
Yeah, he might not have wanted to have gone a bit too over aggressive there. Light will be the next to fall. Double kill for Ivalice. Marky tries to help out. We'll have to back away. That's going to be the hook in onto it. Root tries to get the connect with Rocks. Gonna go in for that kill. Shadow does manage to get the vengeance kill onto Rocks though. Shadow, I don't think he can go hard in onto that moon, that runner rather, but Rocks is just way too tanky in this case. It looks like IPT might have over-tunneled on that one champion because the rest of Archangel are gonna come in from the backline. Drowsy spell onto Light. He has a slither of health to work with. Will he survive to tell the tale though? Looks like MJ gonna try to go for quick. Actually succeeds before going down himself. Like eject himself away from the stage. They try to contest this, but in the end of the day, Archangel instantly turn onto him. MJ might be the next casualty here. Cook's looking very, very low here. No casualties from the side of Archangel. Meanwhile, taken down the Grundle. This time around, Rocks actually goes down quite fast. but that goes to say that Archangel, they still might have fight potential in them. That's going to be IPT going for the sneaky backline right there, but the damage might not have been too much for them to do. It looks like they're dealing with it just fine. Only Cooks, Trevor, and Ivolus are up at this point. Members of IPT, it looks like Ivolus was their next target. They're going to try to go for Trevor, but Trevor himself is just massively painful. Looks like Shadow will be the next small triple kill. Can he go for a quadra? MJ going to try to back away the only surviving member.
Just barrel through IPT, but we'll see if they'll wait for the creeps kasi ngayon yung bot lane nila, wala pa yung creeps nila, but from the mid lane, it's gonna come soon.
All out members of IPT grouping up together here. Looks like Archangel easily making good work of this inhibitor. All are down right now. They're just voting their time well, making sure that all waves are pushed in just so that they can mount that one last push onto IPT. Let's see how well IPT can do this way. Trevor goes in. That's quite a bit of damage. Not enough though. That's going to be the hook in onto Rocks though. Takes quite a bit of spirit damage, but double kill going on to Trevor. 3 members of IPT are up. Can they mount the defense? Archangel intent on finishing this game. And ladies and gents, we're heading into a game 3 as Archangel takes down IPT in game 2.
Yeah, and Archangel right now ties this